I've been playing Gato Roboto on the Switch for the past few days, and despite it being one of the best Metroidvanias I've had the pleasure of playing for quite some time, it's also got me thinking a lot about my tat. It's not just because the main character is a tat, it's more so the fact that it offers the most accurate representation of a tat I've ever seen in a video game. Alright, here's the thing about tats. Tats that are bad rap. Everyone thinks they're grumpy, they think they're angry, and they think they hate humans. And it's kind of true to an extent. But when you own a tat, you start to realise something. They're just little lovable idiots. They love you, they love anyone who feeds them, but they do love their owners. They just don't really want their owners to know it. My tat, for example, he's called George, he has thumbs, he's quite cool. He follows me from room to room, but if I look at him, he'll pretend he was doing something else. He'll pretend that he wanted to be in there anyway. And he does this all the time. If I sit down and I don't touch him or acknowledge him, he'll crawl directly onto my chest or my lap and he'll fall asleep. If I try and pick him up, he'll want to be literally anywhere on earth apart from in my arms, but this is just the way that tats work. They're strange, magical, mystical little balls of fur, and, you know, he's bit me before, so I probably have toxoplasmosis, which is that brain disease. Is it a brain disease? I think he's given me parasites, which makes me love him more, which is, I'm fine with that. I do love him. It's fine. Look at his little face. Oh, he's such an idiot. And weirdly enough, Gato Roboto captures this relationship that humans and tats have with one another really well. Because in Gato Roboto, you play as a little tat called TT. Your master is injured after he crash lands, and you're the only one who can help him, so he sends you, his little tat, out onto this hostile alien world and expects you to try and find a way of saving both him and yourself. And to be honest, he just kind of gives you instructions and hopes for the best. And there's something about that premise that just really resonated with me. Maybe it's the parasites growing in my brain, but if Gato Roboto was about a little dog and your master asked you, his tiny little dog, to try and rescue him, you'd be like, yeah, of course it's gonna try and help him. It's a dog. Like, dogs are dogs. They love their masters. They're gonna be fine with that. But a tat? Tats have got their own agendas. They don't really want to help humans, and that's fantastic. That's a really fun premise for a game. You play as a tat whose owner isn't even sure it's going to help him. It's the most accurate and fantastical portrayal of a tat I've ever seen, and I loved it. I instantly warmed to the premise. I found the main character and the setting incredibly endearing, and to put it simply, as soon as that little tat jumped into a mech suit, yeah, this jumped pretty high on my list of best games I've played all year. Gato Roboto is incredible. You play as a little tat in a mech suit, and it just keeps getting better from there. Gato Roboto is a self-described Metroidvania, which I really wish I came up with that, so that's really clever. It's a Metroidvania. You start off with a very limited set of skills and abilities. You navigate a series of rooms that contain different enemies and obstacles that can be overcome with different abilities that you find as you explore. And as you become more powerful and gain more abilities, this sprawling labyrinth of a world opens up and unveils its secrets to you. It's, you know, it's a Metroidvania. If you've played Metroid, if you've played Castlevania, this is more of that same formula. And it's very good. I think that's the one thing I really want to communicate to you, is that even though it looks simplistic and it is a very probably accessible entry into the Metroidvania genre, it's not hugely challenging. It doesn't necessarily spice up the formula too much, but what it does really, really well. Movement is super tight, it's really snappy, and TT is really fun to control. The mech feels weighty, and shooting feels really crunchy and hard hitting. And when you jump out of the mech, because of course the morph ball substitute in this game is just the tat that's out the mech and has a run around and can get through small spaces, which is just really brilliant and really fun. I really like that. As you get more abilities, I won't spoil all of them, but you do get a few abilities that are very similar to the ones you get in Metroid. So you get like missiles and a special jump, and these all just feel fantastic. They feel like natural additions to the mech suit, and they open up new areas, and they just keep making the game feel fresh and fun, and movement just keeps getting better and better. And that's the thing about this game. It has a really nice difficulty curve. The gameplay just feels perfect. It's great fun. Gato Roboto was really visually interesting too. It looks like an early Game Boy title. In fact, I'm sure the comparisons between Metroid 2 on the Game Boy are, you know, not accidental. And this simplistic art style actually lends a lot to the atmosphere of the game. Despite playing as a tat in a mech suit, the game does a very good job of establishing an alien world, and I think the lo-fi style really helps this. All of the monsters are like frogs and weird flies and lots of robots that shoot bombs, and of course there's a lot of enemies that are just mice who are in mech suits as well, because, you know, that's funny. I'm glad they did that. But in general, it does really feel very alien. It does feel like you're a stranger in this world where you don't belong. And yes, there are a lot of similarities to Metroid. You know, this is an alien world that primarily consists of long corridors and tall tunnels, but this is a kind of world that works really well for this genre. And it works really well here too. It's fun to explore an environment that feels like something from Metroid, but with the added twist of playing as a tat in a mech suit. Like Samus Aran, but 10 times fluffier and cuter. That feels creepy. I don't know why I just said that. Is it Aran or Aran? Samus Aran? That doesn't sound right. Is that right? Answers on a postcard. The music is so atmospheric that actually caught me off guard when I started playing as well. I think because I was playing as a cute little kitten, that as soon as I heard this deeply atmospheric lo-fi synth soundtrack that just didn't feel like it tonally fit. But it does, it works super well, and it really establishes this alien world, which is what a Metroidvania should do. It should establish an alien environment that feels like a thrilling, dangerous place to explore. And Gato Roboto does that. It does that brilliantly, and it's one of the reasons as to why I enjoyed playing it so much. The Gato Roboto is out now on the Switch. On Steam, it's super cheap because it's not very long. You'll be able to finish this in an afternoon super easily, but I think you'll enjoy it. Like I say, it's the most accessible Metroidvania I've ever played. If you want to introduce someone to the genre, this is probably your best bet. If you're looking for an introduction to the genre, I think this is your best bet. Gato Roboto is a really surprisingly great little game, and it is little, really want to establish that, but the price reflects it. It's only a $5. So yeah, Gato Roboto, the best game about a tat I've played since... What games have tats in them? Is Bubsy a tat? Yeah, he is a tat, isn't he? Maybe that's the best thing about tats.
Katamari!
Yeah, Tatamari. That's what Yoli just shouted there. Good one. Anyway, how's this? Another one of my rambly reviews. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Very close to 1,000 subscribers. If you want to see me do more little reviews without scripts, subscribe. Leave a comment if you're going to pick this game up, or if you have anything to say about tats. Just talk to me about your tats. I really want to hear stories about your tats. And also like and share, because it does help, and I'm a slave to the algorithm. Thanks for watching. Bye!